Okay. So we are in week 2, and your homework that's due tomorrow consists of Monday and Tuesday. And then Monday, we're dealing with congruent triangles. So I have these notes here already, so you can get it down if you haven't watched my video yet. So congruent triangles, we are looking at if they have the same shape and same size. And to check for that, you gotta look out for the angles and the sides. If they are marked, then you can say that, oh, this is a congruent triangle. Or if they already told you guys that this is triangle ABC and triangle DEF are congruent, then you can go around and see, hey, which length aligns with which one. So like if you look at this, the first letter of each of them, they should be, those two angles should have one curve mark on it, which is right here, D and A. Okay, and then the second letter, B and E, those should align. And then the third one, C and F, 3 curve marks. Okay, so it looks pretty similar, and then we just gotta find out which 2 letters mix aside. The first 2 letters aligns with the first 2 letters. So I have AB, 1 tally mark, with DE, 1 tally mark. And then it's so on. So like the last 2 letters, and then the first and last like that. Okay. And within this triangle, these 2 triangles, I can also rewrite it in another way, because you will be asked to rename it down on this page. So if I start, like, let's say if I go like BCA. If I say BCA, that means I start with the middle letter, and then I go to the last one, and then I go to the first one. So you guys tell me in the chat right now, what would BCA congruent to? Okay, if you have to align the letters, what would BCA congruent to? And before you do that, please make sure you send it just to me privately, because I have a lot of students sending it to everyone, and then everyone sees your answer. There's no point of writing the answers anymore. Okay, please make sure only send it to me. You can do that now. Okay, it should be 3 letters. And if I say BCD, what does this equal to? Natalie, you're right. Damien, try it again. Raul, you're correct. Kasali, I need 3 letters. Angel, you got it right. Victor, I need 3 letters. Cindy, not correct. Elijah, correct. Crystal, yes. Andrew, yes. Victor, try again. Salvador, try again. Sarah, try again. Ernesto, good. Sally, try it again. Cindy, that looks good now. Brisa, good. Okay, I should have 30 responses, since I have 30 of you guys joining in. I said Brisa, so Jasmine almost, but not correct. Sarah, correct. Victor, correct. Salvador, it looks good now. What was the question? If I have BCA, then what would this congruent to? Because I start with the middle, last, and first. So how would you write yours? Ryan, we're talking about this part right here. So I need like these 3 letters. Jasmine, you're good now? Ismail, close, but not yet. Edgar, not yet. Ryan, close, not yet. Casali, you got it right already? Edgar, you're right now. Okay, any last minute responses? I'm gonna close this off. Alejandro's close. Brian, you got it right. Okay, close it off. Ismail, you got it right. Okay, so this is triangle. Remember I said the middle, so B starts first, and that means E starts first. And then C is my next one, that means F is on that side, and then it would be D. Okay, so this section is all about aligning your letters. So let's look at my examples at the bottom. This one is really similar to your number 1 and 2 on page 2. If I have triangle QRY congruent to triangle JLS, okay, then if I have to align the angles, we can set up all those congruent symbols first and all my angles. Because we are going to be filling in the letters next to the angle shapes. So the first one starts with QRY, then I'm just going to put Q, R, and Y next to my angles. And what is Q congruent to? The first letter to the first letter, then it would be J. And really, you can just list it down. It's pretty easy, right? So for sides, then we're gonna look at still congruency symbol, but now it would be a line at the top. And to make up a side, you need 2 letters. So let me erase that first. For sides, if we're looking at the first 2 letters, then we're going to be looking at the first 2 letters of the second part. So if I put QR is congruent to JL, then the next part is going to be RY and LS. Okay, last one. Last one would be the first and last letter, and then the first and last letter. So Q, Y, and J, S. Okay, any questions about that? To write your congruency statement, besides having it this way, they just want you to write it in another way, just like what we did up there. Okay, so you can just start with a triangle, and you can randomize your letter. Did I put QY? Oh, I'm sorry. The top one should be Q. This part right here should be Q. No, it should be RY. Thank you, Andrew. Is this correct now? Does it look wrong? I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good now. Okay. So for my congruency statement, just randomize your letters on the first part and then just align it on the second part. So if you randomize it, we can put RYQ, and then I just need to align my letters, so it'll be LSJ. Yeah. Okay. So you can do your homework in a bit. Let's look at the bottom question. If I have given STU is congruent to KLM, then I'm gonna go around my triangle and do my curve marks. Remember, you can do 1, 2, 3 curves. So if I do S and K, I'm gonna go to S and K and put 1 curve mark. And then I go to T and L, I'm gonna do 2 curve marks. And last one, I'm gonna do 3 curve marks. Okay. And we're gonna go around the triangle to put my tally marks. So ST congruent to KL. And then this one, TU and LM. And last one's gonna be this. Okay. So I'm gonna have you guys tell me 2 of these questions. So let's do C and D for now. Let me have you guys tell me the answers to C and D. You can just write the 2 letters and then put a comma and then put the answer to D as well. You don't need those symbols, okay? All right, so start now. Tell me your answers to C and D. All right, Eduardo, you got it right. Andrew, yes. Victor, yes. Casali, yes. Cindy's good. Salvador's good. Victor's good. Raul good. Ismail good. Elijah, yes. Alejandro, yes. Natalie, yes. Angel, I like the answer to C, but not to D. Anthony, yes. Oh, typo. Okay. There we go. That's good now, Angel. Okay, so if you're just waiting for me, then you can work on your homework for now while everyone replies. Jasmine, yes. Brian, yes. Jasmine, you're good. Okay, so again, if you need help, look at LK. Where is LK at right now? Then you find LK from the other, I mean, like, you know how this is one tally mark? Then you go to the other triangle and just find the one tally mark and just tell me those 2 letters. And there we go, Damien. You're good now. So Ernesto, you see how I have LK right here? In the other triangle, which 2 letters aligned with LK? Brian, you got that? That's good. Crystal, you're good. There we go, Ernesto. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna close this off so we can do some homework questions. Okay, so your answer to part C should be ST and angle U. Okay, I don't think you guys need help for A through E, but let's say for F and G and H, if you start off with UST, that means I gotta align the letters for UST. U is the last one, and then S is the first one, so I'm gonna go like this, and then go back to T, right? So I'm gonna do that to my, to the ones that I wanna write. So I'm gonna start with M, and then I'm gonna go to K, and finish it with L. So it should be M, K, L. Then and that's the angle part. For the triangle, you see how they're asking for the same thing? We can still put triangle, MKL. And then for TUS, T starts in the middle, and then we go to the U, and we finish it with the S. So same thing. We're gonna go to L, go to M, and then finish it with the K. L, M, K with the triangle symbol. Okay? Look at our homework. Your homework page, the first part, make sure you get this part done. This is not something that you can leave blank. And I'm not asking you to like create this on your own. You can see this from my video, or I literally just had it on my page the whole time. Okay, so get this part done. If you leave this part blank, you would get 1/4 of day one's credit, you know, taken out, because this is kind of worth 1/4 of the page. Okay. Let's see, number 1 and 2, I think you guys are good. Let's look at our homework question number 3. Is there any of them that you guys want me to go over for number 3? No? You guys are good? Okay. I have people saying, no, we don't need to go over it. Then why don't we just look at one item just for me to make sure that you guys know what you're doing. You guys tell me what's the answer to H? Okay, this is just for me to check whether you're good with it. Okay, everyone who has answered so far, you got it right? Oh, you guys all got it right. Pretty good. You guys all got it right. Yes, Ernesto, that's right. Palatinate, you know how like Y, I start first? So in this, Y is which, like where's the position of Y? Okay, there we go. You got it right now. Crystal got it right, yes. Hey, everyone's getting it right, so I don't think I need to go over this page. Okay. Sarah, you see how yes, so you start P with the letter P, that's good. But then you see how I have A next? A is the first letter, so your first letter would be K. So K should be your middle, should be in the middle for your answer. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just write down the answer. Good job for everyone who write out your answer. You got the answers? Yes, I have all the answers. You guys want to check your answers or anything? If there's like, how about this? I'll give you 1 minute. If there's any answers that you're not sure about, you can type it to me in the chat and I'll just confirm it with you. Any of the questions on this page or on number 3. 1 minute. And then I'll go on to the next page. Okay, P is the first letter because Y, like, oh, let me use my marker. You see how we started with Y first? Y in my triangle, like in this statement, Y is in the middle. So that's why I start with the middle of my first triangle. So it would be 1. And then I start with the A, so this would be 2. So this is 2. And then C is 3, so this is 3. Make sense? Okay. All right, so let's look at the next page. On the next page, you still have to look at all the congruency statements. And the top part, we can do one together. I don't know. We can do. Okay, since you guys have been replying, let's do number 4 and 5. Like 5, we'll just set up all the numbers for you, easier to do A through F. But let's do number 4. Most of the questions from number 4. We got S is congruent to B. So if I have S here and B over here, that means B is already 67 degrees, right? And then I have T and F. T is double mark, F is also double mark, and that one is not given yet. My last one is W and N, so triple mark, and I know that one is 82. Okay, so remember what we learned last section? If we already have 2 numbers or 2 angles, we can find out the last angle by doing what? Anybody remember? Can type it to me in the chat. Yes, good job, bro. We're gonna subtract it from 180. So I'm gonna take my 180 and minus the 2 angles that are already given to me, 82 and 67. So that would be, what would be the answer to this? Can be anybody. I'm just waiting for one person to tell me. You guys got a calculator next to you? Or your phone? It would be 31. Good job. 31, because you have to add these 2 first. And then that's a 9, so it'll make it 31. Okay? Good job, Damien and Victor. So I got 31 right here. And then just mark your side. Again, just by marking all of that, it would be so much easier to do the rest of the questions. I have ST and BF. ST, let me use another color. ST and BF, and then TW, which is the last 2, and the last 2, and FN. And then the last one with the last one. Okay, so I should write my 14 up here, 17 and 9. Since we have everything now, it should be super easy to finish the rest of the questions. Okay, so go ahead and do all of them right now. Pretty sure you guys can do them all in like 30 seconds. But again, you're not writing the letters there. You're writing the numbers. Okay, so you guys tell me what's the answer to part C if you have to write the number there. That's the only one I'm asking. Just checking you're here. Yes. Numbers, guys, numbers. I don't want ST. Okay. Andrew, you got it right. Victor, try again. Natalie, good. Angel, good. Oh, my mic got cut off. Sorry. I want you guys to find out, tell me what BF equal to in terms of the numbers. Numbers. Go to your triangle, find B to F. What is marked up from B to F? It should be a tally mark, okay? Alberto, you're good. Damien, try again. Raul, Ismail, Jasmine, Salvador, Brian, Elizabeth, you guys are all good. And let's still try again. It's not, I'm not talking about the angle. I'm talking about the length. So the side. Like if I put 1 tally mark on it, what number would that be? Okay. Kasali, you're good now. Victor, again, I'm talking about the side. So from this length right here. What is this length? There we go. Victor, Eduardo, and Lajine, you guys got it right. And Crystal got it right. Okay, any other responses before I close off? Ernesto, it will just be the last number. You gave me 2 number, it will just be the last number. Cindy, yes. Any other responses? 3, 2, 1. That's it. It would be 17 because BF from B to F, this length. Remember how I just marked it 17? That's your answer, okay? So I don't want to see any letters in this section. These should be all numbers. Same thing to number 5. It should be all numbers. Okay, so for number 5, we'll just set it up, and then you finish the other side on your own time. This is an isosceles triangle, and you can see they have these 2 marked. So that means this is also 27. And then if I look at my other triangle, I need to find those 2 isosceles sides, which is these 2. And I can put 27 on them as well. Okay, and then going back to the left triangle, I have an 18 here. That means the bottom is also 18. And then numbers. Okay, can someone tell me, just anybody, what would I put at angle H? What would this angle be? Good job, Alberto. It would be 38 degrees because it should align with the tip of the isosceles triangle. Okay, good job, guys. Now, how do I find out what are the angles at the bottom? What would this angle be? And what would this angle be? It's okay, so Alberto said it's 71 degrees. Let's check it out, whether it's 71. If this is 71, that means the other one's 71, right? So if I add up all of them together, it should give me 180 degrees, which is the triangle. Good job, Alberto. So, and some of you guys were like, how did he get 71? You can do that. Let me erase that first. You can do that by taking your 180 minus your 38, and then we get like, what is this? A 7, 4, 142. That's how much the bottom 2 angles are worth. And if I know they're exactly the same, I can just cut it in half, which is 71. So 71 for both of these. Same thing, 71 and 71. Okay, now that you have all your information, you can go ahead and do A through F on your own later, not right now. Okay. The bottom 3 questions. Let me see. I'm not gonna do number 6 for you. Let's look at, should I do 7 or 8? So I got 7 first. Okay, I'm gonna do 7. Number 7, we have some numbers given, some of them are equations. Okay, so if I look at pH and CN, oh wait, sorry, we're looking at angles, we're not looking at sides. So if I look at P and C, P is here and C is over here. One of them gave me a number, one of them gave me an equation. So I'm gonna set them equal to each other. I have 4Z minus 32 equals to 36. And then you can just use your algebra to, solve for Z. And then we got H and N. So H is over here and N is down here. That means I'm going to have 6x minus 29 equals to 115. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys extra credit starting now. Can you guys set up the last one for me? Whoever wants the extra credit. Tell me in the chat, how do I set up my last equation? Yes, good job, Andrew. Okay, so once you are done setting up, then you can, you know, finish the rest of the math. Yes, Cindy, good job. Damien, that's good. If you guys want the extra credit, but you're like a little bit confused, you can type hint and I will give you a hint. Natalie, you're so close, but not that number. We are solving for you're telling me the last equation, because I already have my x equation, z equation, then what about my y equation? Victor, not quite. Let me give you guys my hint. Elijah, you got it right. Ernesto, you got it right. Good job. Okay, hopefully my hint is okay, like it's worth. There we go, Natalie. Okay, Raul, that's good. Okay, any last minute ones? Jasmine, yes, that's good. Eduardo, not quite. Eduardo, did I give you the hints yet? Yes, Crystal, that's good. Okay, I am going to close this off. And when I say extra credit, this will go into your discussions or your homework, whichever one that I feel like some of you guys need more. Most likely discussions, because you can get extra credit. Okay, number 7, again, we got, I'm gonna write it down here. The last angle that's missing, if I have 180, I'm gonna get rid of 36 and 115, because I already have 2 angles given, and that would be 29. So it would be 3y minus 1 equals to 29. And then you guys finish it on your own. Okay. I'm gonna move on to today's homework assignment. Hopefully you guys are okay with the rest of this first page of week 1, day 1. On the next page, perpendicular bisector. Let me look at the next. Yeah, this one. Wait, no, this one. Okay, fill it into the top. If we have CD be perpendicular to AB, that means like forming this right angle here. And they tell you that if the bottom two lengths are congruent, then AC is congruent to BC. So perpendicular bisector is telling you that, oh, we know these two lengths are congruent now. Okay, and vice versa. If you know these two highlighted lengths are congruent, that means the bottom two are congruent. Okay, so this whole, like this entire page of homework and the next page is you just setting things equal to each other. That's basically it. Okay, so if you look at my question, it is really similar to your questions. If I already have these two lengths that are congruent, that means the ones that have letters or expression to it, I'm just gonna set them equal to each other and just solve for it. Okay, so for my question, if I have to solve for this, bring your x's on one side and numbers over to the other side. So I can cross out the middle. And then I'm gonna end up having negative 2x equals to negative 26, and x would be 13. Okay. The only thing that I think some of you guys may get this wrong is that sometimes they ask to find mn or find the length. Sometimes they ask to find x. Okay, so if they ask to find mn, you have to take your 13, substitute it back into where mn is, the x for it, and we just find it. So that would be like 52 plus 19, which is 71 in my case. Okay, so don't forget to substitute it back in. If I check all the answers, and if I don't see this part, you only get like a little bit points for this one, like half points for this one. And I'm like, okay, let me tell you how I grade your homework. When I look at it, I'm not that strict. I'm like, hey, you didn't do this one, I'm gonna take away some points. I check overall. If you, let's say if all your homework, you only do this, you don't do any of these parts. If there's like a consistent, like, you know, like 5 questions that are like that, then yes, I do take away points. But if it's only one, okay, I'm not gonna take the points. I'm not gonna be that strict. The only thing that I would definitely check every questions right are your quizzes. If you don't get your answers right for the quizzes, I take away points. Okay, but that's the only thing. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, I mean that, like let's say for your homework, sometimes I do like these 3 for you, and you're responsible to do the other 3. If you don't do them, then you don't get points for this page at all. Okay? So please make sure you try to attempt it on your own. If you have any questions, I really appreciate some of you guys in geometry that you text me your questions and you ask me whether you did it right or wrong. So good job to those of you who did that. Let's look at our homework questions, and they're all basically the same. I will look at, I don't know, maybe we'll do 5. We have 2 lengths. Remember, these 2 should be congruent. So you just need to set them equal to each other. And then solve for it. Oh, you asked me how can I do 5? Yeah. So if I set them equal to each other, you guys tell me in the chat, what would be the answer to that one? So find out what your x is first. Okay, so now you got your x, good job. Substitute it back in to find AB. Okay, Andrew and Cindy, your x is correct. Elizabeth, your x is correct. Now substitute it back in to AB. That means you're gonna substitute it back into one of them. Casali, redo your x. substitute it back to one of them. Okay? And then whatever your answer is, you're gonna double it. Because I know both of them are the same thing. If I already have one, then I can double to get the full length. Okay, Elijah, your X is correct. Natalie, your X is correct. Damien, try final answer. Damien, tell me again what your X is first. Okay, Cindy, your final answer is correct. Casali, you're good now. Jasmine, your X is good. Andrew, your final answer is correct. Angel, your X is good. Victor, good. Oh, Damien, your X is not correct yet. Remember, if I subtract 3x over and add this over, redo your X. Raul, Elijah, Victor, Salvador, Eduardo, Crystal, Natalie, Raul. You guys are all good. Ismail, I like your answer to AB, but I think 59 is for the little lip. Like that's not X. Do you know what I mean? Alejandro, good. Jasmine, Eduardo, you guys are good. Okay, I'm glad my little explanation here makes sense. Casali, you're good. There we go. Ismail, your X is right. Okay, Damien, your X is right. Now substitute it back into here. Figure it out, and then double it. There we go. Good job. Sarah, good. Your X is right. Yes, Angel, that's the final answer. Okay, anybody else needs to respond? There's some of you guys in here. I don't want to call out your names, but if I really have to, I might do that. You're not responding, and you're not getting your points for discussions. Okay, X would be 14, and if you substitute 14 back in here, you would get an answer here. So double it, you should get 118. Okay, that's it on this page. I think you guys should be okay for the rest of the questions on this page. On the next page, I think I forgot to give you the top part for from the videos. This one is saying that if I have an angle that's cut in half, hold up, here's bisects, that one. Oh, then they're saying that BD is congruent to DC. They're saying these two lengths are congruent. Okay. So everything at the bottom is pretty straightforward. You're just setting things equaling to each other and then finding out what the angle they're asking for. Okay, the ones that you have to be more careful is these two. I'm gonna mark the angle that they're asking for so you're more aware of it, okay? XWZ. So X, let me get a thinner one. So XWZ, which means they're looking for this angle only. So you see that arrow? You can just substitute it back into this, whatever your answer is. Then that will be your answer. Okay? But for number 5, FGH. FGH, it's a wider angle. And that consists of both of those items. But you know, we already said these two angles should be the same thing. If they're exactly the same, you can just find it in one of them and then just double your answer.